Good morning. Go ahead and hit that share button. Hit the thumbs up button. If there's a subscribe button, hit that too. And let's get this party started.
The enigmatic entrepreneur whose words will make you sure. Know, trust, and believe. The master teacher has come to help you succeed. The gem dropper, the truth speaker, the voice in the universe that will bring you to your highest peak. Welcome to the Get High on Motivation show with Mimi the Motivator, your favorite motivator's favorite motivator.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, love bugs. It is your favorite motivator's favorite motivator, Mimi the Motivator. And you know where you have tuned into, and just in case you didn't know, this is the Get High on Motivation show. I am here to support you in every area of life to help you get your mind, your body, your spirit, and your finances right. So you have tuned into the right place if you are ready to level up, if you are ready for more success, if you're ready for more money in your bank account. You have come to the right place. So welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening again. We are talking about money and we are talking about success. Which one comes first? You know how they always talk about the chicken and the egg, but we'll get to that conversation later. As always, we will have some food for thought, and if we have any time left, I will either answer a question if I have any questions in the chat box by the end of the show, or we'll talk a little metaphysics. So are you ready? I'm ready. So let's get it started. So today's teabag swag, as I like to call it, says it really threw me for a loop. So I figured maybe if I talk to my love bug, I will feel some inspiration and I will really get the message that the tea bag was trying to tell me this morning. So what the tea bag says is that trust is the question. Love is the solution. Trust is the question. Love is the solution. How much do you trust yourself? How much do you trust the people in your life? Let's be honest. I mean, if you're anything like me, and I have a feeling that somebody listening is just like me, is that you're not very trusting. You're not very trusting of people, and that's okay. The reason we don't trust ourselves typically is because we don't trust the people, and that's okay. We just have to keep on, pushing on, and working on that trust level. As you hear me talk about all the time, in order for us to be in a receiving mode, we have to be in allowing mode, which means we have to be in a trusting mode. So how can we trust more if trust is really the question? Maybe we can start from a place of love and not from a place of fear. Ooh, I knew the answer would come to me. Thank you, Love Bug. Thank you so much. Good morning, Kim Connor, and good morning, Simply V. Tuning in. I got folks tuning in from Facebook and from Clubhouse. Good morning, wherever you are. And if you are listening to this later and a replay, give me a little replay gang action. So I want to talk about this. I figured it out. See, everything that we do, we either operate from a place of love or from a place of fear. Period. Those are the only two emotions that exist. We have this whole emotions wheel if you're into psychology. But all those emotions stem from either love or fear. So when you are upset and angry, you're thinking, I'm not scared of nothing. Yes, you are. You're scared of the outcome of something. You're scared of the results. You're scared of how you might be looking. You may be afraid of how you may be perceived. You may be afraid of what people think about what you're doing and how you're changing and how you're leveling up in the decisions you recently have made. But when we operate from a place of love, none of that even matters. Because we're loving ourselves, we're loving the universe, God, Allah, call it what yourself, your higher self, your inner self. When you operate from a place of love, that's where confidence comes from, because you know that you have loved yourself enough to pour into yourself and pour into your craft, pour into your talent, pour into your business. When we operate from a place of fear, that's when procrastination comes in. That's where perfectionism comes in. Perfectionism is just it's a stem of fear. It's a flower of fear. I see it in my head. Sometimes, it's hard to articulate what you see in your mind, but that's what I see it as. We have to really pay attention to how many decisions are we making from a place of fear versus a place of love. When you have love at the center of what you do, you make some very tough decisions, extremely tough decisions. But it's because it's from a place of love. If you were operating from a place of fear, sweetheart, you wouldn't have made that decision. Because I know recently you have made a tough decision in your life. We all are in a place where we have to. We are in the season of change. It's just not nature changing outside. Nature is changing inside of us simultaneously. And we have to go with this change and not try to hold on to how things were, to how things could be, or how we wish they were. We have to be present in the here, in the now, and operate from a place of love. When we start operating more from that place of love, we'll have more trust for ourselves. And what I know is I read a book that told me not to put my trust in a man. And what I do, honestly, y'all, is I just trust people to be who they are. So if you flaky, I trust you to be flaky, and I don't have any problem with it. Now, if you decide to be unflaky and consistent, I will be happy and grateful and appreciative of it. But in the meantime and in between time, if you flaky, then you flaky. If you mean, you just mean. If you are a sarcastic person, that's who you are. I'm just going to take you how you are. Okay? And that's operating from a place of love. Trusting that no matter what is going on, that if you came into my life, that you came into my life for a reason. You didn't come into my life by happenstance. I don't care if I ain't seen you in a long time and it has been 10 years. You didn't just show up for the hell of it. You showed up just on time. This message showed up just on time for us. I think for many of us, we needed to hear this message from the tea bag. I'm going to repeat it. Trust is the question. Love is the solution. So if you find there's any area of life where you are not trusting, that is the area where we need to operate from love more. Can I get an ashe? I need a little sip of water on that one. Oh my gosh, and I'm out of water. How did I do that to myself? Yes, so we are talking about, our food for thought was about trust is the question and love is the solution. Now the question at hand is, what comes first? Success or money? If you're with me on Facebook or on YouTube, drop something in the chat box and you tell me, what do you believe? Do you believe that money comes first or success? And if it's too early for you and that's too serious for you, let's just talk about the chicken and the egg. What comes first? Or is it something that's always happening? Kind of like how the universe operates. When we are wanting a higher or desiring, when we are desiring a higher level of success, then we have to attain it. If we are desiring a higher level of money, there's some things that has to happen, right? It doesn't just show up. See, very many people, especially people who are budding entrepreneurs or wanting to be entrepreneurs, I call them wannapreneurs, they have this idea that you need money first, that the money comes first and then you start being successful. They think that in order to start a business, you got to have some money first, that it takes money to make money. What if the real money is in your mind? Let's think about that. What is the question at hand? Money or success coming first? How do you define success? Let's talk about that. Maybe you need to write that down. How do you define success? What does success look like to you? If you were completely successful in every area of your life, what would that look like? What would it sound like? Who would be involved? What would you be doing? Where would you be going? How would you be investing your time, your money, and your energy? Write it down. Get clear on what success looks like to you. So once you have gotten this picture of what a successful or more successful version of yourself looks like, acts like, all that kind of stuff, we really have to pay more attention to the act like. Because people aren't just successful by happenstance. A homeless person, you and I, and Oprah Winfrey and Mike Zuckerberg all have the same amount of time in a day, 24 hours. Period. But what is different between some of us and some of them is how we invest our time, our money, and our energy. Do you have goals? Are your goals written down? Successful people have goals written down. They can even whip it out their back pocket on a little note card for you. Or, this day and age, they might whip it out on their phone and open up their notes app and say, these are my goals. These are my goals for the month. These are my goals for the week. This is my goal for today. Do you have a goal for today? And if you don't, it's not too late. Set a goal for today. What is the one thing that you could do, that you could accomplish, that will make you feel like, okay, I did that. I'm all right. As long as I did that, I'm okay. I have done something today. I am successful today. What is that thing? It's probably something you've been avoiding doing. I know what mine is. I've been avoiding sending this email to a company that wants to know what all do I speak about. But y'all know I can talk about all kinds of things. That's why I have a podcast. But I have to limit that down, and I have to let them know what I can show up the best and the most for them as a company, for, as an organization. That simple email can be holding me back from thousands of dollars being deposited into my bank account. What is the thing that you have not been doing? See, success doesn't just happen. I have a whole formula for success. I'm a mathematician. Now, I won't give you the formula today because it might confuse you, but I'll tell you the elements involved in this formula for success. Success starts with your self-image. How do you see yourself? Now, I show up on stage, I show up on camera looking all super confident, like I just got it together, y'all. Woo! But in real life, you might catch me saying how I really lack confidence. And people look at me like, what? They sit back in their seat. They crouch down. Yes. I lack confidence, and it's okay because I build it up. I do crazy stuff like I go ziplining. I have jumped out of an airplane. And all these things have helped me increase my confidence. I cut my hair off. My love of my life, my locks. But that was part of me making some bigger, bolder moves. Part of me knowing that it's time for me to elevate. Is it time for you to elevate, love bug? So however you see yourself now, see yourself, your future self. The future greater version of yourself. See yourself like that. Not how you used to be, not at your low point, and not even maybe how you are now, but see the future version of yourself when you look in the mirror, when you look into your eyes, when you are speaking over yourself and saying your affirmations. Affirm the new version of you. The next thing that is required for success is understanding. You have to understand, what does it really take for you to do what it is that you came to do? You have to understand, how is this going to affect you? How is it going to affect your finances? How is it going to affect your relationships? Because when we start making bold moves in our lives, it affects the people around us. When you start getting committed to a vision, you don't have time to play with the people you used to play around with. And there's going to be people in your life who get offended by you leveling up. But you got to let them know, please don't take this personal, but this is personal. You have to do what you have to do if you are truly committed to success. You have to do what you have to do if you are truly committed to raising your income level and building generational wealth, leaving a legacy, call it what you want. It's requiring a higher version of you. And you have to understand that. People do SWOT analysis on businesses all day. Do a SWOT analysis on yourself. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What are the opportunities that already exist for you right here, right now? Like mine, I got somebody waiting on me to just let them know, what do I speak about? What are the threats against you? Be real with yourself. Are the threats against you the people in your life? Are the threats against you some of your old habits that you know you should have been sat down? Are the threats against you your own image of yourself? Is the threat against you your self-talk in your head? So once we got that understanding, now we got to get clear on what it is that we are really doing. Success requires clarity. How clear is your vision, love bug? How clear on what it is that you are desiring to create, to manifest? How clear are you? Are you still being vague? And as long as you're being vague, then the universe is going to be vague with you. The universe is going to be vague with the results. When you get clear on your purpose, when you get clear on what your mission is, the right people just magically show up. The resources will show up, but they're not going to show up if you're not ready because you're not clear. So if you're ready to raise that level of success and money, get clear on what it is that you are doing. Who are you doing it for? Because you can't do it for everybody. I know it would be nice if we could save the whole world, but you're going to have to pick a small group of people in the world and focus on them. And focus on what it is that you can do to serve these people. The more you serve, the more you contribute, is the more the universe contributes to your bank account. How about that? So start serving more. Get clear on what that looks like. And once you've gotten clear on what that looks like, now we have to be consistent. Success does not happen without consistency. You have to keep doing something in a certain type of way that people know that they can count on you for that. When people say your name, what do they associate with it? When they say the name Terrence, when they say the name Jay, what do they associate with it? When they say the name Kim Connor, what do they associate with it? You control that narrative. And you control that narrative by how you show up in every space. How you do anything is how you do everything. So you can't just show up all the way or 150% in some areas or in your own spaces. And then when you show up in somebody else's spaces, you come half-ass, excuse my language. You have to be consistent. Whatever it is, be consistent. If you got a new habit, be consistent with it. If you have a new way of doing things, be consistent with it until it is ingrained into your habit system. Yes, habit system. We have a system of habits. And you have to decide what is going to remain a part of your system and what is going to be removed. What no longer serves your system, and reboot. Reprogram. What else do we need for success? We need energy and enthusiasm. You got to have energy. What good does it do to have $1 billion in the bank, but you can't get out of the bed? What good does it do to have all the money, but to be depressed and have nobody in your life because you're miserable and nobody wants the company of a miserable person? You have to maintain your energy. How do we do that? Of course, you got to exercise. There's no way around it. I don't care if you just get outside and walk 10 minutes a day. You need 30, but I'm just going to say, hey, invite you to join me for 10. You have to eat right. And I'm not saying that you got to become a raw vegan or anything like that. Just make sure that you're getting what your body needs in it. And then, we talked about the 80-20 rule a couple of weeks ago. So if you have not listened to that episode, go back and listen to the 80-20. We eat 80% for nutrition, 20% for entertainment. Don't be so strict on yourself that you can't enjoy life. Life is meant to be enjoyed. Food is meant to be enjoyed, and I love to eat. I might be a little skinny person over here, but please believe I have an inner fat chick that loves to eat, and she eats all day long, and she like to eat good. The other part of that E is enthusiasm. You have to be excited about what you're doing. If you're not excited about it, why would your customers be excited? Why would the people around you want to support you if you're not excited? If you're always complaining about your business, complaining about your job, complaining about your situation, why would anybody else want to get involved with that? Nobody wants that. Nobody wants to join a pity party. People want to join a situation that feels good. So when you start being enthusiastic around whatever it is that you are working on, people are going to be like, well, what can I do too? Let me get involved. People want to get involved in your enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is contagious. Enthusiasm is the psychological adrenaline that's going to keep you going when things get hard, because things are going to get hard. Things are going to get tough. You're going to have adversity. Welcome it. Because if you don't have adversity, that's going to keep you as a weak person. It's going to keep you where you are. We need that adversity to strengthen us to go to the next level of success. You need a little bit of adversity sometimes just to strengthen you up, and so you can make proper decisions when you have more money. Sometimes we jack off money because we didn't see the importance. But then you jack off money at the wrong time, and when you really need it, you're like, oh, okay, now I see why I'm supposed to save. Oh, now I see why I'm supposed to diversify my income. Oh, this is why they talk about multiple streams of income, because one might dry up and you never know when that may be. All business is at risk. That's what I learned from doing taxes as a young person. I have to check that box. Is this business at risk? All businesses are at risk. All life is at risk. Nothing's guaranteed. That's why we have to be enthusiastic about being able to work on whatever it is that we're working on. Quit complaining. Let's hurry up because we're running out of time. The last two S's of my success is that you have to have self-discipline. Eating right, exercising, doing meditations, doing affirmations, journaling, all of that stuff requires self-discipline. You can call it self-love. It's the same thing. Self-care. People think self-love is going to get a pedicure or, I don't know, going and buying themselves a nice dinner out somewhere. No, sweetheart. Self-care, self-love is self-discipline. Self-discipline, self-care, self-love is you doing what you need to do for you. You doing what you said you were going to do for you and for anyone else. That's real self-love. How many of us show up for everybody else? We show up for organizations. We show up for our family members, for our co-workers, for our team. But we don't make sure that we show up for ourselves in that same fashion. We make sure we meet our deadlines for other people. But are you meeting your personal deadlines that you have set for yourself? People will set goals and numbers for us to reach. But have you set your own personal numbers and goals to reach on a daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly basis? We have to think about these things. And we have to do the most important thing to be successful. You have to start. You can't keep on thinking about it. You can't keep on talking about it. And it's cool to keep on even meditating on it. You have to take some action, sweetheart. Faith without works is dead. You have to start acting like that success that you desire, that it exists. You have to start being the successful person, and then the money will come. So there is the answer to today's question. What comes first, money or success? Success comes first, and the money will follow. So when you are successfully doing what you said you were going to do, when you are successfully fulfilling the mission, fulfilling the vision that you have set out for yourself, for your team, for your organization, at that point, then the money will start showing up. But not a moment sooner. The resources will show up when you have become the person who is prepared for them. The money will show up when you have consistently shown the universe who you are, who you came to serve, and how you're going to serve. I want to challenge us all to serve harder, serve better, serve more, serve greater, serve deeper. That is the way we're going to be 1% better today. Today, we're going to serve more. I don't care what capacity you operate in. Serve more in that space. Serve more than what they are paying for. Serve more than what they're expecting. Serve more than what they're asking for. Give them an extra helping on their plate. And watch how the universe will start twerking in your direction and making it rain on you. So if you're ready for it to rain on you, if you're ready for them Benjamin Franklins and all them other presidents that go with Benji. By the way, Benjamin Franklin is not a president. For all those people talking about their presidents, but they want to post a Benjamin Franklin. He is not a president. But he got some presidential friends that do work well with him and look good next to him. So go ahead and collect all those folks. Put them in your wallet. Give thanks and gratitude to every dollar that you spend today. Give thanks for that dollar being available. Don't complain that you're spending it. Remember that we are now operating from a place of love, because our food for thought said, what would my tea bag say? Trust is the question. Love is the solution. So go out there and operate from a place of love and start being a successful person so more money can follow you. I appreciate you all for tuning in wherever you are tuning in from. I love you. You know this, right? I am your favorite motivator's favorite motivator, Mimi the Motivator, and this is the Get High on Motivation show. I'm here for you every week, so make sure you hit whatever button you need to hit so you can be back with me. I love you, I love you, I love you. Be happy, be healthy, be you. and I'll see you next week.